Remember Tate handing his phone to security during the arrest? That detail could end up carrying far more weight than most people clocked at the time. Investigators want complete access to the phone records tied to this case, and any snag along the way, devices going missing, arguments over ownership, disputes about who was actually using them, could drag this timeline out well past what anyone's predicting.
I want to go to fucking jail. I want to go back to the jail cell. But unfortunately, I made so much fucking money, and I'm so fucking famous and so fucking smart, and so many powerful friends.
New footage from the arrest has started making the rounds, and every update makes his position look worse, because there's a real chance he sits in custody for a long stretch before extradition even formally begins. The High Court has already been told what investigators plan to work through. North of 500,000 chat logs and text messages, over 500,000 photos, plus thousands of video and audio files. Guys, that's a mountain of digital material. His defense is attacking the ownership question, suggesting it isn't clear who was operating which device, essentially seeding doubt as early as possible. Even setting that aside, the volume alone guarantees this review drags on. Estimates range from several months to a full year, with both brothers potentially locked up the entire time.
Because when they took my phones, by Romanian law, you have to tell them the password. So the first time they raided my house, they got my phone, they said, "It is the law that you must tell me your password. If you do not tell me your password, you get an automatic 2-year jail sentence." And I said, well, I'm not denying. Give me my password. I'd love to give you my password. Unfortunately, because this is a stressful situation, I forgot. I don't remember. Tell us. I'm sorry, sir. I have forgotten. I don't remember. So I can give it to you. Because they can't prove in court that I remember it. They can prove I said no. I didn't say no. I forgot. And I don't have a number password on my phone because I'm not a dickhead. I have a nice long multi-character, 40 character long, exclamation marks, fucking dashes. I got the whole fucking lot. You can type it. I tested it on one of those password testers. They're like 4 trillion years, because everyone thinks the police have magic powers. They don't. They can just brute force a phone. That's all they can do. They plug it into something called Cellbrite. This is for all the people at home. They plug it in, and then it overrides the automatic lockout, and then they can just attempt passwords on repeat until they get in. So if you have a 4-digit number password, because they get unlimited attempts, and because there's not that many opportunities, or not that many combinations, they'll get in an hour. And if you have a simple word, they'll get in an hour. But if you have a password like mine, 3 trillion years. Space aliens will eventually read my phones, because I'm sure they're still trying. Go for it.
Both of them have streamed from custody before, treating it almost like content, putting on a face that jail was nothing, that they'd happily serve time. The tone around this stretch feels different. One post described 9 days inside the special housing unit, which he characterized as punishment housing normally used for inmates who've attacked cellmates. No commissary, no phone access, no yard time at all. He framed it as the toughest conditions the American system reserves for its most dangerous prisoners, while positioning himself as a presumed innocent extradition detainee, a US citizen caught in another country's legal fight, questioning why he's held under those terms at all.
I prefer to be alone because I want the space. You have a toilet. A lot of shoe cells have a little shower you can use. If not, then twice a week, the officer comes and chains you and shackles you and takes you to go take a shower. Some of the things that are hard about the SHU is that you don't know how long you'll be there. They can put you in there for an investigation for 6 months if they want, and that's uncomfortable because you don't know when you're going to get out. I spent almost 3 months total in the SHU, and then I was transferred from prison to prison, which was also uncomfortable.
Estimates floating around suggest this entire process could realistically run from a handful of months to a full year, with both brothers sitting in those same conditions throughout. Andrew has also complained about ongoing stomach problems, blaming them on drinking runoff from the shower because, according to him, a filthy faucet was his only source of water. On top of that, he's argued the UK government has a personal vendetta against him and that he's being politically targeted, pointing specifically at the former Prime Minister. The legal machinery is technically grinding forward right now, with both brothers held nearby but skipping the appearances themselves, since nothing at this stage actually requires them to be in the room. It's purely groundwork being handled by their lawyers. At one point, somebody stood outside the courthouse with a Free Andrew Tate sign, and he responded publicly, thanking supporters and saying that even though the writing was hard to make out, he felt it anyway. Because of how rough conditions have reportedly been, one attorney floated that this extradition battle alone could stretch close to a year. Both brothers keep insisting they've done nothing wrong, and their legal rep signaled that if extradition gets greenlit, an appeal is basically guaranteed, which alone could tack another 10 months onto the US side. Realistically, guys, Andrew is looking at a year or more tangled up in this, once you factor in the UK proceedings waiting at the other end. What makes it stranger is, there was a stretch where he seemed almost eager for jail. apparently without understanding what that involves.
I love when things go wrong. I love when Bitcoin crashes. I love when I lose my money. I love getting arrested. I love going to jail. I love it. And you're like, I want to go back. That's the true heartbreaking thing. I don't want to be on a private jet to Hong Kong. I want to go to jail. I want to go back to the jail cell with the cockroaches. And I want to sit there by myself, meditating. While the whole world lies about me, I want to sit there like this. I want to sit there for years. That's what I want to do. But unfortunately, I made so much money, and I'm so famous and so smart and so many powerful friends, and now I'm floating on the surface. And I miss my old life. I miss the suffering. I miss the pain. And you're emailing me complaining about having exactly what I want.
If time inside is what he was chasing, he's about to get far more of it than he bargained for, because even in a best case where this wraps within 6 months to a year, nobody should expect Britain to wave him through as a tourist. He'll be taken straight into custody there the second jurisdiction changes hands. And going by his own words, he's already convinced no fair hearing is waiting for him, fully expecting a prison sentence for whatever he's convicted on.
UK government are running stories about how Andrew Tate is banned from schools. Andrew Tate is misogynistic and young men don't listen to the female teachers in schools anymore. We're launching a program to stop Andrew Tate's influence in schools. The British government's panicking, and they're spending billions trying to deprogram men from my programming of go to the gym. Scary. While they let grooming gangs rape, while they let criminals steal, while they let murderers stab, while they let immigrants arrive, they're spending billions trying to stop me from telling young men to go to the gym. Members of Parliament, please play the clips. Please play the clips. Members of Parliament are standing up in Parliament twice a week saying, the biggest threat to the United Kingdom is Andrew Tate.
The effects of online influencer Andrew Tate's vile misogyny infiltrates our classrooms and society. Teachers are now having to develop their own resources to re-educate boys who are being brainwashed online by his deeply toxic messaging.
Is that expectation actually unreasonable given how much has already been alleged and published under his name? Setting the public narrative aside for a second, prosecutors still have to bring solid, admissible evidence to land a conviction. And while there's certainly no shortage of footage of him saying things on camera, none of that automatically becomes a chargeable offence in court. Whenever this UK trial finally arrives, guys, it's going to be one worth following properly. It's happening either way. The one lever he still controls is how long he manages to push it back.
The Prime Minister. The primary threat to the UK is Andrew Tate.
Many young boys are exposed to Andrew Tate and many other things at the same type, which is, on the one hand, a sort of an attraction, but on the other hand, loaded with misogyny.
The Prime Minister. All the problems of that country, everyone's talking about me. Now, the interesting question you have to ask yourself at home, what is my chance of a fair trial in the UK when the Prime Minister is saying I'm the biggest problem for the country? 0. They've just thrown away jury trials. So what's my chance of ever fucking beating the UK in any?
With both brothers still detained, prosecutors keep hammering one central point. These are men with serious money who represent a legitimate flight risk, with the means to relocate almost anywhere on Earth. The worry is that once the paperwork is sorted for handing them to UK custody, they simply don't turn up. The specific claim circulating is that the pair could slip out of US jurisdiction on their own super yacht if released, with prosecutors arguing their wealth makes dodging extradition on sex offense charges a genuine possibility. And yes, this ties into reporting that they've had a roughly $50 million yacht under construction.
So yeah, basically my new game, I mean, obviously I'm already a really famous, rich, influential person, so I don't really need game. But my new game is just going to be like point and come. See from the back of the boat, I'm going to park it right there on the marina. And I'm just going to point out at these girlfriends and just go. And I'm doing this now on video so that when it works on Tate Confidential, when I'm sitting there with my cigar playing Vibes Cartel and go, and a bunch of girls go, should we get on? It's Andrew Tate. It's Andrew Tate's boat. Should we get on? Need to give him a transfer. Yeah, but he's rich. And then they come and get on the boat. Replay this clip. Replay this clip when I do exactly that. And they're on the boat. That's what's going to happen.
That build has reportedly been in progress for a while now, with serious money already sunk into it. Boats at that size take a long time to finish no matter how deep the funding goes, and there's something almost surreal about them having that kind of cash sitting available at this exact moment.
Where you can avoid the sun. This is going to be a bed, this is going to be a bed. These are all going to be beds where you can sit here and be shaded. And be shaded. We have big walkways either side, so that you don't run into people. So it's like 2-person walkways are really big. It's the living room. We're gonna have some sofas, TV here in the middle. Living room, sit, chill. Will all be decorated really nice. Living room. This is the kitchen for people who are cooking, and down there is the crew quarters, where the 7 or 8 really tiny bedrooms for the crew. Behind the main living room is my bedroom. Let's go through here. You have toilets, stairs upstairs, stairs downstairs, toilet. This is my bedroom. Come in here. So we're gonna have a bed here. This is gonna be a working desk. We're gonna have a big TV here. So all be decorated and done. This here will be a dressing room, wardrobe for clothes, shower, and bathroom.
Then again, search either brother's name next to court appearance and you'll find a long list of documented hearings stretching back years. Their lawyer's rebuttal is fairly simple. Neither man has ever actually missed a proceeding, repeatedly flying back into Romania for scheduled court dates even while living elsewhere. So why, they argue, would buying a boat suddenly break a pattern that's held up this long? Their combined net worth moves around, but both have reportedly said that if this whole case eventually swings their way, the plan is to live aboard that yacht for extended stretches, which supposedly justifies the scale of what's been spent on it. Depending on how custom the build is, semi-custom versus fully bespoke, a vessel that size can take anywhere from a year to 5 years or more to complete.
All inside my main cabin. That's the main cabin. Downstairs is Tristan's room and 5 or 6 other bedrooms. Small bedrooms, smaller bedrooms for the guys or whoever's staying guests. So we have 2 big bedrooms, 4 small bedrooms, and Tristan's room, all downstairs. Upstairs, we have, this is the bridge. Leads to the bridge where they're going to control the boat. It's going to look like this. Bridge, computers, everything, controlling the boat here. This is the bridge. This is the front of the boat. Sun deck, sun, relax, swimming pool here. Big enough to dip in, get in the water. Swimming pool here. Obviously be able to jump in the ocean anytime. Anchor. And then the back of the boat. This is how big it is. Here how high I am. It's the guys. This is downstairs where we just came from. At the back we have more sitting area to relax outside. Nice and big area. Sit outside, sunbeds. We have a big dining table here, so we can eat outside every day.
Both brothers face trafficking-related allegations, and moving people around is baked into that kind of accusation. It wouldn't shock anyone if that yacht ends up seized outright, even with construction apparently still going ahead after the arrests.
This is the gym. Gonna have gym machines, gym machines, gym machines. So we've got the gym, outdoor eating, outdoor sitting, pool at the front, more outdoor sitting on the deck below. And if you give me a minute and a half to get off the boat, I'll show you how big it is. Watch this. Go down. This is the original deck with my bedroom. Here she is. This is the boat. The Obsidian Blade.
It also wouldn't be a surprise to eventually see UK authorities, or somebody else entirely, making use of that exact boat down the road, assuming a long prison sentence is where this lands. Putting that prediction on record right now, guys, the whole yacht storyline is completely ridiculous once you step back and take it in. That's it for this one. If you got something out of it, drop a like. It genuinely helps more than people think. And if you're new here, this is the Clout Report. Share it with someone following this case and hit subscribe so you catch the next one.